I'm not going to sugarcoat it, I really enjoy Oshinoko's anime. As someone who has read the manga, it is doing an amazing job with all the emotional moments, and even some of the hard-hitting scenes that got me in the manga, hitting me in the feels, and the anime just elevated that to absurd degrees, and I am just so happy with it. But that goes to show, as a manga reader, I think it's surpassing the manga, but as anime onlys, you're probably wondering by the time the season's over, should I read the manga? Rumors have already stated that Oshinoko is basically being confirmed for a second season once this one ends, which, honestly, yeah, we have enough material for roughly 3 seasons at the moment, and with how the manga is going, a 4th within the next 4 years, most likely. But either way, Oshinoko, if you're enjoying the anime, you will most likely enjoy the manga because it is literally adapting the manga. However, I am just going to say this flat out. As much as I love the manga, anime doing an amazing job, voice actors, soundtrack, the actual opening, which is almost at 100 million views in like 2 months, which is still kind of crazy. All in all, as I'm just praising Oshinoko's anime within the first like minute of this video, and it's not hard to literally continuously say this and praise it. But the manga is really good right now. People have been recommending this manga before the anime was even announced to be happening. And I honestly read the manga when it was being officially translated on the Manga Plus app, as they were dropping like batches of chapters every single week, like 4 to 5, sometimes 3 once every week, and until it was eventually caught up with the manga and was doing its usual regular release cycle. And I just haven't stopped reading it. It was a really great experience, and Oshinoko was just something that I never thought I would read or watch at this point. Now I am more or less gonna avoid spoilers, despite the fact that the first episode is out, we're halfway through season 1, but there's still gonna be people that are mostly gonna be clicking onto this video who haven't watched or read Oshinoko yet, so I'm just gonna be spoiler free for this for the most part. Doing light spoilers for specific characters just to talk about them briefly. But either way, I'm going to talk about this series because I've been putting this off for months. So let's just hit that intro and get right into things. Oshinoko, as bare bones as it is a critique of the entertainment industry, more so focused on Japan's entertainment industry. However, a lot of things that are mentioned and shown here in this series, going through it, can be basically applied to every single form of entertainment throughout the world. It could be Hollywood also, for all we know, and honestly, a lot of these things, these different topics, how certain movies are made, everything with actors, how they get cast, their agencies, a lot of the stuff is actually true, and the dark side of the entertainment world is honestly something that's not pretty. And even though some of us kind of subconsciously kind of know it, or have it's been mentioned in either news articles, drama stuff, or on Twitter, we tend to not really pay it any mind, seeing as it just being a few examples of the darker side of the stuff that we like, or just we don't want to acknowledge it. Oshinoko is a story that literally just brings this right into your face, showing you the good and a lot of the bad, and how certain things can affect the mental states of certain characters. The recent episode of Oshinoko in episode 6 delved a lot into more or less something similar to cancel culture, where one bad decision could end up being showcased in a reality show or on Twitter or whatever, can get a bunch of people to just attack any actor or anybody online, to the point where even if they want to avoid it altogether, it's still going to affect them in their daily lives. They're still going to think about it, and it'll just deteriorate their mental state continuously until they can't take it anymore. The events of episode 6, what it's based off of, is from an actual event that happened to a real Japanese reality star. A lot of these darker subject matters are real, but a lot of us don't really pay any heed to it. This series literally just brings it all to light for us to think about all this and to reconsider everything we know about the things that we like, about the actors, the writers, the directors, everybody in the industry, and think, what are they going through to bring out the stuff that I do enjoy? Are they okay? All these different things will go into your head, And honestly, Oshi no Ko helps with the fact that it has really likable characters, or characters you don't like and want to get punished, or just all in all, good character writing in general. You'll get invested in the characters, and through them, you'll see these different topics, as well as how things kind of work in the entertainment industry, whether it be on reality shows, TV shows, movies, obviously with how everything starts off with the title character, idols, idol culture, toxicity, and parasocial relationships being a really big one. There's just a whole slew of topics that are covered in Oshi no Ko, and I'm honestly happy that it's doing this, because there is rarely any show or even manga that really dives deep into it. I hear this is the closest thing to a modern day Perfect Blue. Crucify me if you must, I have yet to see that movie. I have been wanting to see that movie for a long time, but I want to watch it with somebody. I don't want to watch it by myself because I hear it's so good. But regardless, I do want to watch that movie. It's a quick side tangent over. But yeah, Oshi no Ko is really good. I have said this, like 50 times. If you took a shot every single time I said really good or it's a great series, you're probably going to be halfway to the moon by now. But I just cannot stress how much I'm enjoying this and how nice and kind of refreshing it is to have a series that's just unapologetically showing you things that you kind of know but aren't really willing to fully acknowledge or even think about for the most part. And in terms of stuff like, well, cancel culture or bombarding on someone through a decision they made in a TV show, or even just apologizing for something they did through social media, it'll literally just show the worst side of humanity, because people are anonymous online. That tends to be how it is. You can say or do whatever you want for the most part without any real legal repercussions, just to make yourself feel better or to do what you think is right without really thinking about the mental well-being of this one person, especially of the fact that they might not even deserve it and you're just going based off of baseless rumors and nothing that's been true. I actually heard that the person that plays Joffrey in Game of Thrones was basically cyberbullied for a long time because he was so convincing and in his role that people thought he was a straight up jackass and a monster in real life. That's just crazy. Some people can really get so drawn in by someone's acting that they just not disassociate the actor from the character, which is kind of crazy if we're being honest. And that's just one example. These things do happen in real life. There's no real way for us to just flat out ignore things all the time, and it's just nice to have a series that is willing to actually talk about these subjects in length, as well as giving us a bit of behind the scenes for how certain things are with entertainment. We also got YouTubers and streamers and even VTubers in this aspect, and just social media influencers and cosplayers as well. There's so many different things that are technically part of the entertainment industry that you don't really think about. And just seeing how a lot of these things work. The mangaka Akasaka, who is also the person that wrote Kaguya-sama Love is War, so you can kind of tell why things are written very well, really did his homework, and he has basically always been kind of in touch with the current social media stuff and technology and just what people are doing, so he can make his series more relatable. Kind of makes sense with how Kaguya-sama had a lot of the characters feel like actual teenagers for the most part, barring the incredibly exaggerated Death Note style mental chess matches between a lot of the characters. But a lot of that writing comes into full fold in Oshi no Ko. Whether it's the main characters throughout what their main goal is, how they navigate the entertainment industry, how some characters even have to deal with potential scandals and navigate how to get roles. It's all very interesting, and it really does make things a lot better, since all the characters that you end up really enjoying feel fully fleshed out and to an extent real. Episode 6 wouldn't have hit so hard if it wasn't feeling so real, especially for an anime episode, because there are a lot of anime, manga, or just media in general that will make you feel things for real, but aren't super close to reality that will just hit you instantly. What happens in Oshi no Ko a lot of the times will hit you. You will feel dread for these characters. You will fear for their careers, even though obviously they're fictional. You get invested, and that's one of the best things I can say about Oshi no Ko. You get invested in its story and its characters, as well as intrigue into what else goes on behind the scenes in the entertainment world, as well as how these things tend to work. And the manga just keeps heating up as much as humanly possible. Every single consecutive arc has new plot twists, new plot developments, and characters just growing and finding something new about themselves, to the point where you're wondering what's going to happen next, because you can't fully predict what's going on, and manga fans know how the story is progressing right now. But either way, I'm very excited for how this series has been progressing. The manga is always just a really great read. The art is still fantastic. It is always a pleasure to read a manga where the artwork can suck you in and the writing just keeps you invested all the way through. Read the manga of Oshi no Ko once you finish the anime's first season, if you really want to, or wait for season 2. I have no doubt it's also going to be amazing. Oshi no Ko is just one of those series that I'm sure will someday become a modern classic. Don't take my word for it, but it all really depends on how things wrap up towards the end. But as things stand right now, it's a really great series. Solid 9 out of 10, close to a 10 out of 10, depending on how things develop and advance throughout the plot. All in all, really great series, highly recommended. If you haven't already watched the anime, go watch the anime up until the end of season 1, and then come up with the conclusion to wait for season 2 or go read the manga. Either way, you're not going to be disappointed. The anime is most likely going to knock it out of the park again, as it has been with season 1 so far. And the manga, continuous hits. I just cannot express how much it's just been a real enjoyable read for me. But yeah, that's kind of been my Oshi no Ko video. Originally it was just going to be a bit more spoiler filled, but I wanted to leave things out because obviously there's always a chance that no one has seen episode 1 just yet. But either way, I'm just very excited for the future of the series, as the manga has just been really good right now. And I just can't wait for the anime to adapt all the future story arcs. But what did you guys think? Do you like Oshi no Ko? Have you read the manga? Are you an anime fan right now and you are contemplating on reading the manga and I just helped you give a bit of a nudge to read the manga when the season's over? Or have you not watched or read Oshi no Ko and felt you were convinced to give it a bit of a shot despite me not going full in on spoilers on like the actual plot of the show? Leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I might make more Oshi no Ko related videos in the future. Maybe I'll do a full-on review of season 1 once it's over on my general impressions of it. I might make a video or two on some of the characters. Who knows? Either way, Oshi no Ko is great, and I just cannot wait to see what happens next with the anime and the manga. But with all that said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have an awesome day.